All right, everybody. What's going on? If you guys can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat. Welcome officially to yet another, you guys know what it is, right? Wednesday AMA. Super excited to be here today, hanging out with you guys. If you guys can hear me loud and clear again, just let me know in the chat. That would be great. You guys should also be able to see my screen as well. And like usual, guys, we got Usman in the chat for you guys. So let's see here for just a second. I'll let you guys see that I'm not at my normal station at the office and been in the office a lot this week. So I was like, I threw Uman, my kids call him Uman. I threw Usman an audible like last minute and I'm like, guys, like we got to get out of the office. Like I'm done. Like I just got to get out of here. So I went and worked out. And then when we came back, came to Starbucks. So I got a Americano here, and we're just hanging out and gonna do the AMA from here today instead of from the office. So excuse me if I'm a little distracted. I didn't quite anticipate, right, like the distraction level, so to speak. And you can see like somebody right there, right? And like there's like these old people in a Mercedes, probably S class, right in front of me, and it's a little scary because they're parked at the handicap spot. And here in this very plaza, people are known to, go over the curb that are of a certain age. So I'm like, is everything gonna be all right? Like, kind of moment is happening right now. So yes, we're gonna get started in just a couple of minutes, hanging out with you guys here at the top of the hour before we get started. Hello, hello, hello. All right, awesome. Seeing lots of familiar names and faces in the chat. Let's see here. So Austin Lawrence, good to see you. Good to see you. Brian Magnosi, what's up, Brian? Good to see you, man. I'm at your favorite spot right here in South Florida. Beautiful day outside. I got to rub it in while it's probably like, 40 degrees in New York, right? Upstate New York. George, what's up, George? What's going on, Jamie Farrow? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, Jason Solomon? Jetty Son, man, I love that last name, Jetty. Let's see here. John Guild, John Guild, good to see you, man. Karen B, welcome, Karen, to the call. Philip Davis, welcome, welcome. All right, guys, so we are going to get started. Today's AMA is going to be probably a little bit shorter than normal and a little bit of a different agenda. So last week, I talked a lot about kind of diet and some lifestyle stuff and kind of how I'm hacking my health and what's been responsible for my transformation really this year in terms of physical transformation really since January. So if you didn't miss that or if you didn't catch that, go watch it on the YouTube channel. It would have been posted on Thursday, and it'll walk you guys through quite literally like step by step by that. Through that. What's up, Austin? Good to see you, man, as well. Yo, Brian. And so today I was thinking about like what's next, and frankly, like I wanted to talk last week more about some of like the mindset stuff, and frankly, just didn't get into it. It was more of like the health and more of the diet type of things, and more about like fasting. And I don't know if you guys could hear that. A truck just went by. And so my thought was instead, like let's focus today mostly on the mental game. And so what I was thinking about was like what's the biggest takeaway or the biggest life hack that I can share with you guys, right? Like what's one thing if I just had to nail it would make the biggest impact for you guys on a personal level and on a business level. So how many of you guys, that sounds like a good use of the next 20, 30, I don't know, 40 minutes, however long it goes, let me know in the chat. Does that sound good? That sound good? Totally. Awesome. Good stuff. Yep. Okay, great. All right, awesome. Okay, so I got one little thing I want to share with you guys before that, and then we're gonna jump into this this quote unquote biggest life hack. So the other day, I'm part of a mastermind group, and the other day, we meet like once a month, and the other day we were meeting, and there's probably about 18 of us, 19 of us on the call, and we all kind of share rapid fire like tips and things that we're doing and things that are working for us. And somebody mentioned an app, and they're like, "Yeah, it's great. You guys should try it." And they didn't really hype it up, right? They didn't really make that big of a deal out of it. And guys, this has been a crazy, crazy app for me. And probably I go as far as to say my favorite app, my favorite Mac app so far of this entire year, I want to walk you guys through right now. And unfortunately, right now it's only available for Mac, but you guys can get it at Crisp, KRISP .ai, all right, KRISP.ai. And I'm just going to turn off my camera here so I'm not a distraction for you guys and so that you guys can see the screen and you're not trying to focus on two different screens. So Crisp.ai, folks, has been a game changer, right? Like I am using this all day, every day, and you guys should be using it too. And maybe you're not, doing as much recording as I am, but you guys should be moving in this direction. You should be, moving into, being a creator, right? Creators get paid a lot of money, okay? At the end of the day, this app for Mac does just what it shows here, right on the screen. You basically have the option to control your audio inputs right through Crisp, all right? And you guys should be able to see my Mac here, and you guys can see that it's on right now. So through GoToWebinar, right, you guys should be able to see like my settings here. You guys see that? Right, so Usman, you see that drop down for Crisp? Okay, cool. So guys, right here, you guys can see this option, mute noise. Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys see that, right? Mute noise. You see this little button right here, this little toggle? Guys, this is a freaking game changer. This thing is huge and it's so easy to use, right? This is it without my mute noise. This is what you guys would be hearing in the background. Give me a 2 if you guys can see the difference, right? Yeah, big time, right? So you guys would be hearing all this background noise and people talking and the door opening and closing here at Starbucks. And instead, you guys are getting crisp, right? Nice and crisp audio through crisp.ai. So if you use a Mac, I highly recommend this. Definitely something that has quite literally changed my life. And right now they're only doing early access for Windows, so it's not revealed yet. But guys, they're giving away this app for free. Frankly, I think I need to go in and help them with their marketing, right? Because because they should be charging for this thing. Some great tech, and definitely got a lifelong follower in me. And I would recommend that each and every one of you guys goes ahead and picks up Crisp. All right. So again, favorite app so far for the Mac of this entire year. All right. So next up, what I wanted to do is talk to you guys about the biggest life hack. Again, my goal here on the channel and my goal in life and with everything that I do with you guys specifically, right, is trying to help you guys, right? To take what's working for me in my personal life and in my business and to share it with you guys, right? So that you guys can rip it and deploy it. And not everything's going to be a win for you, right? Like you might look at something I'm doing and it might not be the right place. It might not be the right time, and that's okay, right? Just know at the end of the day, right? Like my intention is just being here to help you guys, right? And to hopefully not let you guys go through the same bumps and nicks and bruises and scratches and broken bones that I have, right? So I don't claim to be an expert in all things, right? That would be silly. But I can say that one thing, really looking at, what's made the biggest difference for me over the last 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, one thing that I can definitely pinpoint as being the biggest life hack I want to share with you guys here today, all right? So give me some feedback in the chat. How many of you guys could admit that you feel like you're slipping, right? You feel like you're just not getting done what you should be getting done. Your business just isn't doing as good for its customers as it should be, right? Like, you know that you should be doing something in your business and you're not. You know that you should be doing something in your personal life and you're not, right? Like, and that's what I mean by slipping. Let me know. Give me some feedback in the chat if you feel like, man, there's definitely some things in my life that I know that are just slipping, right? that I need to get better control of? Give me some feedback in the chat if that's you, right? You know you should be doing it, and at the end of the day, it's just not happening, right? Yeah, not living up to my potential, right? Or growing my agency. Yeah, so no question, Austin says. So guys, I feel like at the end of the day, it's important for us to have this realization so that we can get it off of our chest, right? So that like we don't have to live with this in the back of our head every day. Like just acknowledge it and then come up with a solution to fix it. And that solution may not be the perfect solution long term, right? You're going to have to iterate. You're going to have to change the solution. It's not going to be the final solution. But if mentally you know that you're moving forward and you're working on fixing that, your complete mindset and demeanor from day to day changes. And you stop carrying the guilt of what you should be doing and that guilt of feeling like you're slipping and like things are falling, right? And that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Give me a 3 if that makes sense, right? So make a plan, right? And put it into motion. And I can't tell you guys how much this is going to help you guys, right? Because you're going to be able to stop thinking about this and being guilty of this, right? And having that guilt on your conscious all day, every day in the back of your head. Yeah, so Brian says my lack of frustration, right, or my lack of progress leads to frustration, right? We're meant to consistently grow. Exactly right, brother. So at the end of the day, like whenever you're growing stagnant, I want you to turn to this exercise, all right? And I'm going to give you guys the exercise, all right? I'm going to walk you guys through it as best as I can in this distracting scenario here at Starbucks, right? In this distracting landscape or background here. I'm going to do the best that I can to walk you guys through this exercise, all right? So it's easy, but I don't want you guys to overthink this because I know that this will give you guys the clarity that you need, okay, to really start making some progress in your business. So first and foremost, guys, we got to figure out at the end of the day, right, what the important things are. Right. So what are those things that are dropping? What are the balls that are dropping? Right. What are the family commitments that aren't happening? Right. What is the time commitment that you've said that you're going to make with your kids and that hasn't happened? Right. What is the sales that aren't happening in your business? Where is the the prospecting that's not happening? So the first step is just like, don't judge anything that comes out of your mouth, right, or out of your brain, right? Just rapid fire, get the shit out of your head. Right? What is it right here, right now, right, that you need to be doing in your business, right? What are the things that you feel like you're slipping on? And just like have a throw up type of moment, right? Like just get it all out of your head. And yeah, I just said throw up. Like just let it come out, right? And don't correct yourself mid thought, right? Just write it all down rapidly, as fast as you can, write it down. Okay. And when your brain stops, then move on. Okay. So I'm going to call this rapid fire, build a list. Okay. And I'm going to say of the issues / opportunities. Okay. And so there's going to be a lot of personal things on here. There's going to be probably some like family things on here. There's going to be some like spend some time with the girlfriend and the wife, not doing that on a regular basis, right? There's going to be things on here like, just need to take some care of some errands and some things at the house, right? There's going to be things on here like I need to start taking better care of my health, right? There's going to be some things on here like, I need to get more active, right? Even if it's just starting with me, walking a mile every day, right? But there's going to be like health, there's going to be wellness, there's going to be personal things, there's going to be like family things, and then obviously there's going to be business things. So let's just say like health, wellness, personal, family, and business. So again, at the end of the day, I want you guys to understand that business sex is that you're going to have a lot of different kind of categories and different things that you guys are going to start writing down. And I don't want you guys to prejudge these things. Just freaking dump it down on a piece of paper, right? Or for me, dump it down on a whiteboard. That's my favorite place to do a big brain dump, right? So let's actually call this rapid fire brain dump. That's a good title. All right, so then essentially, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to boil down, okay, everything to the easiest to understand, most critical action that you need to be taking, right? So boil down to most critical action you need to take. All right, so for this, I want to give you guys some context. I want to make sure that you guys are grasping this, right? So if you're trying to lose 10 pounds, working out and buying a kettlebell, right, like isn't going to do the most for your health, right? And losing that 10 pounds, right? Dieting and controlling what you put inside your body is what's going to do the most good, right? And if you're doing it well, you're doing it right, you're going to lose a pound to 2 pounds, and you shouldn't be aiming for more than that in a week. Right? So if you are 10 pounds overweight or you want to lose 10 pounds, understand what that's going to take, right? That's going to take your body 4, 5, 6 weeks to do. And it's probably going to take a little bit longer as you try to transition in and understand what you're reacting to and what you're not reacting to and the body type that you have, etc. So again, if you're trying to lose weight, okay, understand that the best thing that's going to have the biggest impact for you guys is going to be diet. Right? Now, I'm not trying to discourage you guys from tossing around some kettlebells, right? And throwing some exercise with some kettlebells, right? But that's not what's going to do the best for you. Does that make sense? Give me a 5 in the chat if that makes sense to everybody. There's a clear difference there. Like, would it be good to do? Yes, that's a good thing to do. You guys should all exercise with some kettlebells, but it's not the best thing to do, right? It's not going to make the biggest impact for you guys as well. All right, so boil it down to the most critical. And then, right, we want to start chunking out our calendar. Okay, I want to start chunking out our calendar. Okay, so backing up just a little bit here, right? Like the most important thing for an agency, consultant, based business, a freelancer business, at the end of the day, if you had to boil it down, the most important thing to be doing on a daily basis, right? Like the minimum viable things that you got to do in an agency. What is that? Austin says diet definitely most important for weight. 100%, man. So again, with an agency, like what is the 80-20, right? What are the things that you got to do to grow an agency, right? If we had to keep it as simplistic as possible, what is that? Yeah, so prospecting, Michael says. Okay, lead gen, my friend. Yeah, prospecting. So at the end of the day, what matters is prospecting for an agency, right? And then running what I refer to as a consult. A consult could be a strategy session, it could be a demo, doesn't matter what you call it, right? But it's that medium where you have a prospect's attention and you're pitching them, right? At the end of the day, those are the two things that matter in an agency to keep it growing and to keep it running. Now, obviously, you got to actually be able to get results or fulfill on your clients, right? But if you're trying to do the minimum, right? If you're just trying to hit the MVP right now in your business, these are the two things that you got to be doing to grow your agency today, right here, right now. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to start chunking down, and I'll just duplicate this here. What we want to start doing is chunking down our calendar. Almost said chunking down the calendar. And so what I mean by that is we want to start with the most important things, right? So if our business, and let's start with the most important things, right? So get inside of here every family commitment, right, that you have to make, right? Every one of the biggest commitments that you have, put in here, right? If it's your cousin's birthday and you know that you got to go to your cousin's birthday, right? Put it in here, right? If it's your kid's birthday, you're not going to be working, like put your kid's birthday in here, right? If it's your friend's birthday and you got to go, put it in, like put in every commitment that you have, right? So put in every commitment you have, right? Then we want to start taking all of the chunking that we did before, and we want to start building our calendar and building our life around what matters most. Okay, so if you've been feeling guilty that you're not growing your agency, I want to ask you a question. Have you been prospecting and have you been doing demos or consults or strategy sessions, whatever your name is for it, right? Have you been doing that every day, Monday through Friday? Because if you have, I almost guarantee, actually, I do guarantee that you've grown your agency, right? Even if you're not the best salesperson, even if you move from product to product to product, as long as you're meeting with prospects, right? And you're generating consults, right? You're generating those strategy sessions and you're pitching something in those, you're growing your agency. How many of you guys would admit, right? And again, folks, this is simple, but we all overlook this, and I'm guilty of this as well, right? How many of you guys would admit in the last month, in the last 30 days, in the last 60 days, right, that you haven't been controlling your calendar, right? You haven't been owning your calendar. And because of that, that is exactly why things have been slipping, right? At the end of the day, folks, there is only so much time in the day. And what you guys focus on and what you guys pay attention to is what's going to grow, right? If we take the time and we pay attention to our family and our relationships, those are going to grow, right? We take the time and we pay attention to prospecting, right? And having consults or demos or strategy sessions, right? We're obviously going to get customers. But at the end of the day, so many of us end up just like being reactive, right? And building our calendar based upon what's happening like with outside factors, right? We end up being reactive instead of proactive, right? We just like get up and we're like, we just let life hit us in the face, right? All day, every day, and we let life tell us where we're going. Guys, we can't do this, right? So I can tell you guys for the last for like a good, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks probably. I had hurt like my glutes. Like my glutes were really bothering. My hamstrings were like really tight. And I didn't have like an injury or anything. It was just really sore, right? So guys, I fed myself a line of bullshit, right? And I wasn't in the gym for a week and a half or 2 weeks, right? Or I go every couple of days, but I was, quote unquote, trying to be easy and recover, right? But guys, that was my way out, right? That was me feeding myself a line of bullshit and not getting it done. Give me a one if this is good, right? And you guys can take this, you guys can run with it, and this is something that you guys can do today, right? All right, so I want to give you guys some more. I want to give you guys some more context, right? I want to add some more to this. Um, so at the end of the day, when it comes to building the business, right? You should be thinking backwards, right, to your goal, right? So if you're trying to get to 10K a month, or let's say you're trying to add 10K a month, right, in the next 30 days, then we need to think about how many customers that's going to be. Okay, if you're selling a $2,000 a month core offer, which you guys should all be selling a core offer of $2,000 a month or more, right? You just need to really look at your business and refocus and re-strategize, right? So if you're looking at that, right? So you need 5 new customers a month, right? Or you need 5 new customers to add an additional $10,000 a month in revenue. Okay. Okay, then we simply just got to work it backwards, right? So on your consults, on your demos, on your strategy sessions, whatever it is that you call them, right? What's your closing rate? Okay, so an example closing rate, for example, in my last agency, we were good at this. We were at 1 in 3, 1 in 4, 1 in 5, depending on the sales rep. Okay, but let's just like let's be safe with our estimates. Let's be safe with our bets. Let's say that you close 1 in 10, right? Like everybody on this call should be closing 1 in 10, no exceptions, right? Like just by following the processes that I shared with you guys in terms of building out sales process and consults and demos. And if you haven't seen that, go watch it all on the YouTube channel, right? And there's lots of training on the blog. Just pick one, run with it. You guys can do a closing rate of 1 in 10, no problem, right? So that means, right, that we need 50. I'll make this a little smaller. So size like 16. That means that we need 50 booked appointments. Okay, so now we got to figure out how we're going to get those 50 booked appointments. And guys, this should be obvious, but most of you guys, right, you think that this is obvious, but you're not putting even this much time into strategizing and building a plan to execute on a monthly basis. And then you guys are looking up 30 days in, 2 weeks in, a week in to the month, and you're like, dude, like, what the heck? Like, where's the last week went? Right? And why is my business not growing? This is why, right? Like, it is that simple. So then how are we going to get these 50 book consults? All right. So if you're doing like, manual outreach, even, right? No problem. Okay. So let's just say that you're reaching out on LinkedIn. Let's say that you're reaching out as well on Facebook. And let's say you're connecting with people, right, that are your prospects. They're in the niche that you're going after. They kind of hit your target demographic. So you're connecting with them. And when they accept, then let's say that you're sending them a message like, thanks for connecting, but you're not being a douchebag and you're not pitching them all immediately, right? You're like, you're connecting with them and not pissing them off, right? I don't know about you guys, but I get 10, 15, 20 sales messages a day from LinkedIn from brand new people that just connected with me that same very day. It doesn't look very good. I don't recommend you guys do that. Okay, but let's say that you add 50 friends per day on LinkedIn. Okay, just being conservative, right? You should be able to get one booked consult per day. Okay, and then let's say that you guys do the same on Facebook. Okay, and I'll talk to you guys about how I recommend prospecting past this, right? But let's not do that quite yet. So I hate Google Slides. Let's make this bigger. All right, so this gets us 2 booked consults per day, right? So if we work 5 days a week, we're at roughly 40 appointments, okay? If we work, this system, this prospecting system right here, 6 days a week, right? We got to be at our goal, right? 24 days a month, let's say on average, 2 a day, like we're almost there. Okay, if you did this 7 days a week, you'd get to this goal, folks, of an additional $10,000 a month in 30 days, in the next month. How many of you guys could admit that it took you a whole lot longer than a month to build a $100,000 a month take-home net business? Hell yeah, it did. Why? Because you didn't have this level of concentration. I know it's elementary, I know it's basic, but nobody's doing this shit. Like, this is all that it really takes. It's just your mind getting right and you focusing at the end of the day on the shit that matters and tuning out everything else that doesn't. Okay, so the way, for those of you guys that are wondering, how do I get these consults, right, with these 50 people, right? How do I get these if I'm not pitching them directly in the message? So I would do 1 time per day, right? And we're on LinkedIn and on Facebook here. I would do a value post on each platform. Okay, and it could be the same post, right? It doesn't have to be a different post. And this could be video, this could be audio. So this could be video or audio, and just add some value to your prospects, right? Excuse me. So share a case study. Okay, and these are just options, right? And I'll just rattle off some, right? Share a testimonial. Okay, do a training on something that matters to your prospect, right? Take one of my videos that I've done for you guys that could apply to your prospect, right? Listen to the video and then go remake it. Maybe not drop all the F-bombs that I do in my videos, right? But just go remake that piece of content. Guys, rip me off. Go run with it. Go for it. I won't take offense. So drop content 1 time per day. And folks, if you really sat down and you brainstorm through this, you guys have a ton of content that you guys could drop really easily that would take you less than 15 minutes per day. Right? So you want to add 10K a month, right, to your agency business in the next 30 days? I've given you guys the exact recipe to do it. Right now, around that, inside of your calendar, I want you guys again to make sure that you include your constraints. Right? If you don't want to work 7 days a week, that's fine, but then readjust your plan. Instead of 50 friends a day on each platform you're adding, maybe it needs to be 75. Right? Maybe instead of only doing 4 or 5 demos a day, maybe you got to do 7, right, in one day, right, to maximize your schedule, to make sure that you can get in everything else that you want to get in your life, right? So for me, I got to get in a workout every day, right? Monday through Friday, every single day without exception. Or you guys can ask Usman here in the chat. I am a grumpy ass old man, right? Like that is just going to happen. And my well-being and my mental fortitude and my mental toughness is gone, right? It is uber important for my health and my wellness and my mental wellness for me to work out every single day. Folks, guess what's at the very top? Guess what's at the very top of my calendar every single day? Unless it's like today and you had to do an interview at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Every single day, right? It's me at the gym, right? Because that's the most important thing. Because that for me fuels everything else in my life and in my business. It makes me a better husband. It makes me a better parent. It makes me a better father. It makes me a better business owner. It makes me a better coach for you guys. I got to take care of myself first. Good stuff. Thoughts in the questions box, everybody. And I'll give you guys some more kind of takeaways and some feedback. Cool. So when you do these videos, what's going to happen is you guys are going to start to stick out in your market, right? Because you're connecting with these people, right? You're connecting with 100 people a day across both platforms in this example, and you're posting these value videos, and you didn't just automatically spam them, right? You guys are going to stick out from everybody else in the industry because everybody is just, hey, I got a connection. It's immediately, hey, I do web development. It's outsourced rates. It starts at $20 an hour. Here's my portfolio. If I can help you, please let me know. Will you jump on a call with me? Right? Like that is everybody's pitch, right? So when everybody zigs, we got to zag. Okay. So Frankie says, are these random people that we friend each day? These are people that are your prospects, man. These are people that you should be prospecting to. This is the niche that you've went after, right? That meets the right criteria. If you know that you're pitching the business owner, it should be business owner, right? If you're right in more of a blue collar type of niche, working with businesses doing more in terms of revenue, then you know that you probably are going to be talking to like a CMO, right? A chief marketing officer or a VP of marketing, right? But with all these tools, right, we can get really, really granular on who it is that we're targeting. Okay, we can find groups of these people, join the groups, right? And then we can start literally dumpster diving for these contacts, right? So we add them. When we connect, we say it's great to meet them, right? You wish them a great day, whatever, but you don't pitch them. You touch base with them, but you don't pitch them. You don't ask for anything. You don't ask for a phone call. Then this is what does the selling right here. Your 1 times per day value post on each platform, right? You adding video or audio case studies, testimonials, or training, right? That is relevant to them, right? That's adding value in their life. You're going to end up getting comments. You're going to end up getting likes. You're going to end up with people reaching out to you. And for everybody that leaves you a like, everybody that leaves you a comment, everybody that direct messages you or private messages you, right? You're going to offer to get on that 30-minute strategy session. You're going to offer to get on that 30-minute consult, which is your opportunity to talk to them about their business and see if there's an opportunity for you guys to work together. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand how you're going to get the consults or demos or strategy sessions, right? Do you understand how those transpire, even though we're not directly immediately pitching the person? Yes? All right, cool. So the cool thing about this is guys, when you start up, right, it's like pushing a snowball down a hill, right? Like you're going to start to build momentum. Okay, so when this starts working for you, watch out, because it's just going to keep building as long as you guys keep doing the activity, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to have all these prospects that are piling up that never never liked your post, right? That you never messaged for a strategy session. And as you every single day are relentless like with this, and you're adding value, 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 folks, there's no way that they're not going to start interacting with you guys. So this thing's going to build up like a snowball rolling downhill, right, at 60 miles an hour. Okay. So this will build you some serious momentum. Okay, but I need to warn you guys, right? Like at the end of the day, right? And this is more like, you guys, you gotta own your calendar. At the end of the day, your brain's gonna fight you on this. This is a mental mindset cluster F, if you will. Your brain, in this example, we're talking about the agency market, right, and consultant market, but this applies to everywhere. You're going to be focused on what matters most, right? Lead gen, which is adding those friends in this example, right? Posting that one video a day and then putting it on each platform, right? And then secondarily, running those consults or strategy sessions. Your brain 3 days into this is going to go, this isn't working. Frankie, this isn't working. We need to do something else. This isn't what matters in my business, right? Then you're going to get an email. You're going to get invited to a webinar. That's a nice new brand spanking new shiny object with new technology that you've never seen before in your entire life. And you're going to go squirrel, and you're going to jump to the next thing, right? Maybe this is the answer that I've been looking for finally. And folks, it's going to happen. I freaking guarantee it. So you guys have to have like the mental toughness to stick with it and to stick it out, right? And by all means, if down the road you want to try a new opportunity, that's fine, okay? But don't do it on a whim. It needs to be very, very, very thought through. Good stuff. Give me a 3 if that was good. All right, fantastic. Good stuff. So you guys want to execute on your calendar. Violently. And what I mean by violently is you guys are going to have days where, let's say you got a day job. Let's say you don't. Let's say you just have your own business. And it was just one of those days. Like, guys, for me, today's been one of those days. To be frank, for the for the first time in a long time, I didn't want to run an AMA. Didn't mean I didn't miss you guys, right? And I didn't want to be here. I just had a hell of a day, right? Like, it's been a roller coaster day. It's been good. It's been bad. It's been great. All of those emotions. But also had an interview with a guy that's located in Singapore at 5 o'clock this morning. So I was up at 4, right? It's, almost 4 Eastern my time. So I've already been at it for 12 hours, right? And so you guys are going to have times where you're tired, right? You're going to have times where you're going to be like, yeah, today was good enough. I'll just cancel that last prospecting meeting. I'll just cancel that last strategy session. I'll just cancel what's on my calendar, right? That's going to come to mind. And at the end of the day, I want you guys to really to change your mindset with this, right? I want you guys to execute violently on what's in your calendar, because that's what matters, right? That's what is going to get you guys the results, right? Like, if something's in your calendar, I want you to think of it like this. If something is in your calendar, it deserves to be in your calendar, right? Because you thought it out. You said it was worthy. You said it was worthy of your time. So now, last minute, because you had a bad day, because you did too much, because of whatever excuse that you came up with, now you're telling yourself, right, that it wasn't worth it. And whatever it is, isn't worth it, right? Going to your kid's, baseball game or sports game, or, running a prospecting meeting, right? What you're telling yourself is that, that plan that you built, you're undermining it. Right? That plan that you built to add an additional 10K a month to your business in the next 30 days, you're undermining it, and you're saying it doesn't fucking matter. You're giving yourself a cop out, right? And every single time you guys do this, Every single time you do it, it makes it easier to do. So every time you make an excuse and you let yourself get away with not doing what you said you were going to do, it becomes easier to do it again. And you got to watch yourself, right? Because that's when you really start to slip. Okay, so I want to challenge you guys right here, right now, and we're going to wrap up today with this. I want to challenge you guys today to map out your calendar for the next 30 days. And I want to challenge you guys to share it with me. Hit me up, joe@digitaltriggers.io. Okay, hit me up, share the calendar with me. I want to see what matters most to you, right? You want some accountability? Let me know, right? Take a screenshot, send it over to me, joe@digitaltriggers.io. I'll give you some accountability as long as you give me some permission to be rough on you, right? And stand up and really focus on what matters most in your life and make sure that you're executing, right, on your calendar violently. Like your life depends on it, because if you put it in your calendar, like it better freaking be important or it shouldn't even be there, right? You said it was important, make it freaking important, all right? joe@digitaltriggers.io. I'm happy to help. So as Al B says, dear God, you are so right. So like take control, man. We all have extenuating circumstances. We all have shit going on, but like what we focus on is going to grow. And at the end of the day, most of us aren't focusing on the right shit at the end of the day, right? And sometimes it's not a matter of not planning. It's just a matter of like we did the wrong things, right? Like we focused on something for too long when we should have been doing something else. But that's okay. You got to have the hindsight, right? And you got to be able to look at things from a different point of view. So I'm hoping, guys, that today helped, and I hope that it makes a big difference in your guys' business and your personal life as well. I know that for me, again, folks, I'm sharing this because as I look back, this is one of the biggest life hacks that I could possibly give you guys at the end of the day that I believe will make the biggest impact on your guys' business. So I hope that you guys will share this video, will share this training, and that you guys will have a friend join us on the next weekly AMA. You guys know that we're here to help, we're here to serve, we're here to take this thing to the next level. Have an awesome day, everybody. Have an awesome week. Kick ass, and I want to see your guys' results. Talk to you guys soon. Sayonara.